Hey, my wonderful people, welcome back to another episode of Mimi Dollars Collection. And on today's episode, we are going to be making this beautiful triangular shaped bead handbag. Okay, so please kindly subscribe, like, and share this video, and please turn on your notification bell because I'm going to be bringing you more. So materials used, I'm using fishing line 0.7 millimeters. I'm going to be using this white plastic bead, this beautiful white plastic bead, my scissors for cutting. Okay, so before we start this bag, I would like to explain something to you. So this is a mat. This is the mat for the bag, and look at the rings I'm counting, which is going to form the length of the bag. So please make sure you are picking a number that is divisible by 3. Either you are picking 15, 18, 21, 24. Okay, so I'm going to be using 24 for this project, 24 lines. Okay, so please just make sure your number is divisible by 3 because we want to have 3 equal sides when we are forming the triangle. Okay, so we'll have 8 on this side, 8 on this side, and 8 on the bottom because I'm using 24 lines. So please take note, that is very important. If not, you are going to get your bag wrong. Okay, so let's begin. We are going to start with 6 beads. We are making rings of 6 throughout this bag. Okay, so I'm going to string in my 6 beads into my fishing line. I'll pick up the last bead and I'm going to cross it over. Okay, I'll cross with the 6th bead, then I'll pull it out. Okay, so this is the first ring. We are going to continue with 5 beads, 2 on each side. They will cross with 1. Okay, so I'm adding 2 on the left, 2 on the right, then I'm going to cross with the 5th bead. Okay, so this is how we are going to weave till we get 23 lines. Okay, or 23 rings because we are making 24 rings. So this is the second ring done. We are going to continue adding 2 on the left, 2 on the right, then we are going to cross with the 5th bead. So I'll cross with the 5th bead, then I'll pull it out. Okay, so we have the third ring done, and we are going to continue this way till we get 23 lines. So I have my 23 lines here, or 23 rings, and we are going to make the 24th ring. Okay, so one side of your fishing line, I'm adding all my 5 beads. One side of my fishing line, I'm using my right side to add all my 5 beads. Then I'm going to cross with the 5th bead. Then I'll pull. So our fishing line will be on the side bead. Okay, so our front fishing line is going into the next 1 bead only. Into the next 1 bead only. Okay, so our fishing line should be standing in 2 beads. Okay, now on our back fishing line, we are adding 4 beads. Our right fishing line, we are adding 4 beads because we are making rings of 6. So I've added 4 beads. I'll pick up the last bead and then I'll cross it over. So this is how your work should look like. One is longer than the other. Okay, so this is how your work should look like. So our front fishing line is going into the next 2 beads. Please take note, into the next 2 beads. 1 and 2. So our fishing line is now on 3 beads. So the back fishing line, we are going to keep adding three beads till we get to the end, okay? I'll pick up the last bead and I'm going to cross it over. So from here, we are going to weave it this way, okay? Our front fishing line will go into the next two beads. That's the left fishing line into the next two beads downward. And on the right fishing line, we are going to keep adding three beads, okay? Then we'll cross with the third bead. I add three beads, then I'm crossing with the third bead. So you continue to weave this throughout. Your front fishing line will go into the next two beads while you are adding three beads on the back fishing line, okay? Because we are making rings of 6 till we get to the end. Then I'll show you how to turn. So this is how your work should look like. One is long, one is short, okay? This is how the shape would look like. You have the longer side and the shorter side. So I'm at the end. Please watch carefully. We are weaving the shorter side now, okay? So I'm going into the last two beads. We want to complete the shorter side of this bag. I'm going to add one on my right, one on my left, and I'm going to cross with the third bead. So this is how we end the shorter side of this bag, okay? Of the mat. I pull it out. So we are done with the shorter side of the bag. We are going to weave now the longer side of the bag. Can you see that? Now we are moving to the longer side of the bag. So I'll flip it to my right hand because I'm most comfortable weaving towards this direction. On the back fishing line, we are going to put all our 5 beads. Now this is how we begin the longer side. We are going to put all 5 beads. We'll pick up the last bead and we are going to cross it over. Please take note, the turning is very important. We are now making the longer side. Our front fishing line is going into 2 beads. Okay, so the longer side, when you turn, your fishing line is going into 2 beads. So we are going into 2 beads downwards. So we have our fishing line in 3 beads, and on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding three beads till we get to the end, okay? We'll keep adding three beads until we get to the end. So this is how simple it is to make this mat, okay? Our front fishing line into the next 2 beads in front. I don't like using left or right depending on the hand you are using, okay? And then on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding three beads. Then we are going to cross with the third bead. So I'm going to weave that off camera. See, when we get to the end, then I will show you how to turn again to the shorter side. All right. So we are going to weave till the end. I will show you what to do. So we are almost at the end. I'm going into the last 2 beads, 1 and 2, okay? And on our back fishing line, we are going to add 3 beads. We'll cross with the third bead. Please watch carefully because we are about to end the longer side, then turn to the shorter side. Now we are going to go into We are making the longer side. So we are going to insert our front fishing line into the last bead. Okay, the last one bead that is on the shorter side. We are going into the last one bead. All right. Now our fishing line will be standing in 2 beads. So this is how we'll end the longer side while we are turning towards the shorter side. On the back fishing line, we are going to add all 4 beads. All right. On the on the front fishing line, we are adding all 4 beads. The same fishing line we inserted in front. We add all 4 beads. Then we are going to pick up the last bead and then we'll cross it over with the back fishing line. So we are turning, and this is how it looks. So we are turning, we have turned to begin the shorter side. Our front fishing line is going into 1 bead only, because our fishing line is standing in 1 bead when you turn to the longer side. So our front fishing line is going into 1 bead in front, 1 bead in front. So we are just repeating it. So our fishing line is in 2 beads. Then we are going to add 4 beads on the left fishing line. Okay. On the back fishing line, however you call it. And then we'll cross because we are going to weave downwards. So please take note about the turning. Is very simple to do this. Our front fishing line is going into the next 2 beads in front. The next 2 beads in front. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding 3 beads. So I always flip to the angle where I'm comfortable to work. So we have 3 beads. Our fishing line is in 3 beads. And on the back fishing line, I'm adding 3 beads. Okay. Please, if you have been watching till this point, kindly subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Okay. So we'll just continue weaving into the next 2 beads in front. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding 3 beads. Okay. Make sure all your rings are adding up to 6, because the mat is made up of 6 rings only throughout the bag. So when we get to the end, I will show you how to turn again. All right. So we are weaving the shorter side. All right. So I'll show you how to turn, how to end the shorter side, and how to move to the longer side. So we are going into the last 2 beads. We insert our front fishing line into the last 2 beads. Just like that. All right. We have our fishing lines in 3 beads. Then we are going to put 1 bead on the right, 1 bead on the left, and then we'll cross with the last bead. So this is how we end the shorter side while we are turning to the longer side. So can you see that? We are going to begin the longer side. Our fishing line is in 1 bead, and we are going to add 5 beads on our back fishing line. And then we are going to turn to the longer side. We are beginning the longer side. Then we are going to keep weaving same method. Okay. So we are going to go into the next 2 beads in front. Our front fishing line will go into the next 2 beads in front. like that. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding three beads. So this is a requested video. Someone says she doesn't know how to weave the mat properly. So I hope that this explanation is going to help you, okay? So we are done, almost done with our mat. So I'm weaving 10. So we are counting by the longer sides, okay? We are counting the longer side. You can make it whatever, how wide you want it, but I want just 10 for this project, okay? I want only 10. Make sure you are counting just the longer side. So we are going to end the 10th line, then we'll begin to form the triangle, okay? So continue to weave it. I'm done, and this is how beautiful the mat looks. Sorry, we have power cuts. I had to use a different light to continue this video. So when we fold it like this to form the triangle, I'm going to have 8 on both sides, 8 on the front, 8 on the back, and 8 on the bottom, okay? So we are going to count up to 8 beads, okay? That is a side. We are going to insert our fishing line into the 2 beads on the 8th ring, all right? We want to form the triangle. So I'm inserting my fishing line into the 8th ring and into the 9th ring. Okay, that is the last ring on the side and the first ring on the bottom. That is into the 8th and into the 9th ring. So my fishing line is in 4 beads, okay? So I like to fold it like this so that it doesn't disturb me too much. So our fishing line is in 4 beads. That is the 8th ring and the 9th ring. Make sure you are correct. Take your time. Then we are going to pick 2 beads and we'll put it into the right fishing line, okay? Or the back fishing line. So I'll cross with the second bead because we are still adding up to 6. Make sure the ends of your fishing lines are equal, then I'll pull it out, okay? So I like to fold it like this so that the fishing line can stay in place, okay? So we have made the first ring on the triangle. We have 6 rings. Our front fishing line is going to go into the next 2 beads only. That is the 9th ring, okay? Into the next 2 beads. That is the 9th ring, all right? Our fishing line now is standing in 3 beads, okay? So on the back fishing line, we'll add 3 beads because we are still adding up to 6. Then we'll cross with the 3rd bead and then we'll pull it out, okay? You pull, make sure you are pulling very well so that your triangle will be cute. So that's the second ring. So we are going to keep going into 2 beads till we get to the 7th ring, okay? Till we have 7 rings because we want to make 8 rings depending on the number you chose. If you are doing 21, then you should be making 6 rings to get your 7 rings. So I just kept on weaving like this and we are forming the triangle. So at this stage, I have up to 7 rings, okay? So we are going to make the 8th ring. We are repeating what we did at the beginning, okay? So I'm going to count up to 8, okay? So I'm going to insert my fishing line into the 8th and into the 9th bead. So what we did at the beginning, we are doing it at the end. So our fishing line will be in 4 beads. We are going into 4 beads, okay? 2 beads on the 8th ring and 2 beads on the 9th ring. They will pick up 1 bead and they will cross it over. So we have ended with this stage, and at this point we have our 8 rings of 6. Our left fishing line is going to go into the next 2 beads on the side, okay? Into the next 2 beads on the side or at the top, and our back fishing line, we are going to go into just 1 bead backward, okay? 1 bead backward. So we want our fishing lines to be in 4 beads. All right. Now on the top fishing line, we are going to add 2 beads and then we will cross with the second bead. Please don't worry, I'm going to do this so many times and you understand it, okay? If you will not pick it at the first stage, you are going to get it at the second or the third stage, okay? So our front fishing line, we are going to keep weaving it the normal way. It will go into the next 2 beads in front. 1 and 2. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding our 3 beads as usual. So I'm just supporting it, let it fold like this so that my fishing line doesn't weaken up, okay? So I'm adding 3 beads, then I cross with the 3rd bead. Please make sure you pull, okay? We'll go into the next 2 beads until we get to the end. Then I will show you what to do at the end. Okay? So you continue to weave on till we get to the end. I will show you what to do. So we are at the end. We are going into the last 2 beads at the end. All right. Into the last 2 beads at the end and into the next 2 beads on the side. So what we did at the beginning, we'll do it at the end, okay? Therefore, our fishing line will be in 5 beads. And we are going to interlock this place with 1 bead only. And we'll have it done, okay? So your triangle should look like this. As we are moving upward, it will reduce. So we have 8 at the beginning. We have 7 next. So we are now going into the next 2 beads on the side. Please just watch carefully. And the back fishing line, we are going to go into the next 1 bead backward. All right. So our fishing line will be in 4 beads. We'll pick up 2 beads and put on this fishing line. The one on the side beads. We'll put our beads there too. Then we'll cross with the second bead. So we are weaving back and forth, okay? So at this stage, we should be expecting to have 6 lines. So our front fishing line into the next 2 beads. Please, we are weaving back and forth, okay? And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding 3 beads. Then we cross with the 3rd bead. So after you turn, then you continue to weave it normally, okay? So I'll pull. I'm going to weave it again till when we get to the end, I will show you what to do. So our fishing line is going into the next 2 beads, and on the back fishing line, we are going to be adding 3 beads. Then we will cross with the 3rd bead. All right. So when we get to the end, I will still show you what to do. So we are at the end. Our front fishing line will go into the last two beads. Into the last two beads. 1 and 2. And into the two side beads, okay? We are ending into the two side beads. 1 and 2. And then we are going to end this stage with 1 bead. So we are adding up to 6, and that's it. So this is our triangle. It's reducing as we go forward. So our left fishing line into the next 2 beads in front. We are starting the next line into the next 2 beads in front, and the back fishing line is going to go into 1 bead backward. Okay, our fishing line is in 4 beads. Then we'll pick up 2 beads, we'll put it on the back fishing line, and then we'll cross with the second bead. So we are weaving forward now. Okay, our front fishing line into the next 2 beads, we'll continue that way. Okay, so I'm at the end. Please watch carefully. Okay, just follow the same method, and this is how your triangle should look like. So at the end, you go into the last 2 beads on the left, and on the right side we are going into the last 3 beads. Okay, 1 2 3. So if you weave it the way I've done, this is what you should get at the end. So we are going to 1, into 2, and into 3. Okay, into 3. Now our fishing line is in 6 beads. 6 beads. Okay, we are going to pick up 1 bead, and then we'll close up this space. So this triangle at the end, you will have 7 rings. Okay, so can you see that at the end we have 7 rings? I'm going to tie the weave in my leftover fishing line. So can you see that is 7 rings? Only this part has 7 rings. Okay, the rest is 6. So we are going to repeat the same thing on the other side, and I'm going to weave that off camera using the same method. Okay, so I'm done weaving both sides, and this is how beautiful this pretty bag looks. So beautiful. And now we are going to weave the cover of the bag. Okay, so we are going to weave the cover of the bag. Please watch carefully. We are going to insert our fishing line into this bead. Okay, but since your cover is coming from the back to the front, we are going to insert it into this same bead, but the one at the back. Okay, so we'll continue to weave like the mat, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, then we cross with the with the 5th bead. So 2 on the left, 2 on the right, then we cross with the last bead. That is the 5th bead. Okay, so we are going to do this 2 times, only 2 times. All right, so I'm going to repeat that. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, then I'll cross with the 5th bead. So I've crossed with the 5th bead, and this is what you get. So we are turning. Okay, we'll turn with 5 beads. That is, I'm going to put 3 beads on my right hand side because we are turning towards the left direction. 3 beads on the right and 1 bead on the left. Okay, then we are going to cross with the last bead. All right, don't worry, I'm going to repeat it for you again and again. All right, so we are crossing with the 5th bead. So our fishing line is now standing on the side bead, And on the back fishing line, we'll insert all 5 beads, okay? We are going to weave backward. At this stage, we are still weaving back and forth, okay? So don't worry, I'll repeat it for you. So we'll keep inserting our front fishing line into the next 2 beads in front. 1 and 2. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding 3 beads, then we cross with the 3rd bead. So we are weaving it normally as we have been weaving before. So I'll cross, we'll go into the next 2 beads, we are going into the next 2 beads in front. And on the back fishing line, we'll keep adding our 3 beads. I'm adding 3 beads. Then I'm going to cross with the 3rd bead. So we are going to go into the next 1 bead, 1, into the shorter side of this mat, okay? Into this bead, the shorter side of the bag, that is 2. Can you see that? Then we are going to go into the side bead, okay? So our fishing line is in 5 beads now. All right, that's the side bead. We have gone into the side bead. So we are going to pick up 1 bead and then we are going to close it. All right. So I went into 4 beads. So we'll pick up 1 bead and close, because our fishing line is in 5 beads. So we'll pick up 1 bead and close. Don't worry, I'll repeat it again. So the left fishing line will go into the 1 bead on the left, that is the longer side of the bag, okay, into the next 1 bead on the left, whilst the right fishing line will come into the next 1 bead in front. All right. So we are weaving back and forth. Our fishing line is in 3 beads. You pick up 3 beads and put on the left fishing line. That's the back fishing line. They will cross with the 3rd bead because we are weaving and coming forward. All right. Into the next 2 beads in front. Into the next 2 beads in front, and on the back fishing line we'll keep adding our 3 beads till we get to the end. Then I'm going to show you how to turn again. We'll cross like this into the next 2 beads, 1 and 2. We'll pull it out, and then on the back fishing line we'll keep adding our 3 beads. Then we'll cross with the 3rd bead. Please watch carefully how we turn again. All right, we are increasing. Now we are going to go into the last 1 bead. The last 1 bead. Our fishing line is in 2 beads and we are going to turn. So we are going to add 2 beads on the right, 1 on the left, and we are going to cross with the 4th bead, okay? So I added 2 on the right, 1 on the left, then I cross with 1. We are increasing, so we are going to turn like this. So can you see? Now the front fishing line or the right fishing line, I'm adding all 5 beads. Then I'll cross with the 5th bead. We are turning, we are increasing on this side, okay? So I'll cross. Then we are going to go into the next 2 beads in front. I will continue to weave it the usual way. All right. On the back fishing line, we'll keep adding our three beads. We'll keep adding our three beads. We cross with the third bead, and then we'll continue to weave it like this. All right. So when we get to the end again, I'm going to show you how to turn one more time. All right. So we are at the end. We are going into the last bead, into the next bead that is on the shorter side of the bag, and into the side bead. Can you see that? Voila. So we will pick up one bead and then we'll cross it over. Can you see that? Our left fishing line is going into one bead on the left. That's the longer side of the bag. And our front fishing line, the right fishing line, is going into one bead in front. All right. Then we'll pick up three beads, put on the left fishing line or the back fishing line, and then we are going to cross it over. So we are weaving and coming forward. All right. So our right fishing line into the next two beads in front. So just weave it that way. Now we are going to turn again. So I went into the last bead. You put two beads on your right, one on your left, and then I'm crossing with the last bead. So we are going to weave up to 8. All right. So for me, 8 is going to form my center point. That is it, 8. And we are going to start reducing now. Watch how we reduce. I'm going into the last two beads, okay? When we are reducing, we are ignoring all the last beads, all right? We are ending with 2 beads, okay? And on my right fishing line, I'm going to add all my 3 beads. We are doing the reverse. I'll cross with the third bead, okay? We are weaving backward. So we ignore all the last beads, okay? Our front fishing line is going into the next one bead only. One bead only. Okay, so our fishing line is in 2 beads. Therefore, we'll pick up 4 beads. We'll put on the right fishing line because we are still adding up to 6, though we are reducing, okay? So I've added 4 beads and I'm going to cross with the 4th bead. So we want the mouth of the bag to be in the form of a triangle, okay? So that's it. Then we are going to continue to weave the normal method, okay? So I'm going to repeat it for you again. So please kindly click the subscribe button, like this video and leave your comments, okay? So we are going to keep adding our 3 beads as we weave the usual way. So I'm crossing with the 3rd bead and we are going to continue to weave it like this, all right? So we are almost done. We are going into the next 2 beads, okay? Into the next 2 beads. Remember, we are ignoring all the last beads. We are going into the next 2 beads. This is simple. We are picking up 3 beads. We'll put it on the right fishing line. And then we'll cross with the 3rd bead. We are doing the reverse. We are going backward. All right. So that's it. We are going backward. Okay. Our fishing line into the next 1 bead only. Into the next 1 bead only. Yeah. You pick up 4 beads. Insert it on the right fishing line. And then we are going to cross it over. So we are going to weave it like this. When I'm done, I'm going to show you the finished work. So we are done, and this is what our bag looks like. So beautiful and cute. Can you see that? This is lovely. Okay, so we are going to fix the back handle. Okay, now we are using these 3 beads. Okay, please make sure you insert your fishing line on the side bead. Please take note. All right, on the side bead and on the left fishing line. Okay, the fishing line that is facing the body of the bag, we are going to add 3 beads. Please make sure you are doing it this way. I will tell you why. We'll cross with the 3rd bead and pull it. Okay, now our right fishing line is going to go into the pointed bead. Okay, the one that is standing on the triangle, into that pointed bead. And on our back fishing line, we are going to add 2 beads. All right, then we'll cross with the 2nd bead, and then we'll go into the last bead because we are using just the 3 beads. Then we are going to insert it into the 1st bead, this bead that is facing upward. All right, into the 1st bead, the one that is facing upward. Then we are going to add 1 bead. All right, and then we'll cross it over. I'm going to repeat that again. Please make sure you are starting on the side bead. This is a triangle. All right, so your triangle is supposed to align like this. Let's continue. So you have 3. So we are going to keep adding 3 beads. Just choose one side of your fishing line. I'm adding my 3 beads on my left fishing line. I'm going to cross with the 3rd bead. My right fishing line is going to go into the next bead. That is the pointed end bead, the triangle bead. And the back fishing line, I'll add 2 beads. And I'm going to cross it over. Now we are going to go into the last bead, into this bead, into the last bead, and into the 1st bead, the one that is facing upward like that. We are going to pick up 1 bead, and then we are going to cross it over. Can we repeat that one more time? So our left fishing line, we are adding 3 beads. Okay, 3 beads. We will cross with the 3rd bead, and then we'll go into the next bead, that is a triangle bead, and we are going to add 2 beads on our left fishing line, and we'll cross it over. Now we are going to go into the last bead and into the bead, the 1st bead that is facing upward. Okay, then we'll pick up 1 bead, and then we are going to cross it over. My leftover fishing line, I will tie, then I'll weave it back into the body of the bag. Then I'll pick up a new fishing line. So can you see how it looks? This is how your bag handle should look. It should align with your triangle. Okay, so it should align like this with your triangle. Can you see that? So we are going to weave half on both sides, and we are going to join them together. This is a beginner friendly method. I don't want to work up your brain. On the right fishing line, we are going to add 1 bead. Make sure your both ends, they match up from beginning to end. Okay, just match it up carefully and make sure you are correct. On the right fishing line, we'll add 1 bead. Then we are going to go into the next 1 bead on the other side. Then we'll pick up 1 bead. We are going to pick up 1 bead, and then we are going to cross it over. All right, we are joining both handles. So on the left side, on the right side, we are going into the next 1 bead. We'll repeat same on the right or same on both sides. Okay, then we'll pick up one bead and we are going to close up the last space. Okay, so I'm crossing this over and we are done. We are going to continue to weave our leftover fishing line back into the body of the into the back handle. We'll get a new fishing line and weave into this handle because we want our handle to be so firm. So guys, because of space on my phone, I would like to end here. If this video has been helpful to you, please kindly like, share, subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be bringing you more. So until I see you in my next video, it's bye for now. Please make sure you get an extra fishing line, weave it into the back handle because we want to have a firm back handle. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Mwah.